Ngayong linggo, nakatakdang isumite ng JBC sa Pangulo ang shortlist ng mga nominado sa pagka-Chief Justice ng Supreme Court. Paano nga ba pinipili ng panel ang mapapabilang sa shortlist? Kaugnay niya, makakapanim natin si Senator Francis Pangilinan, dating miyembro ng JBC, at si Professor Rowena Daroy Morales ng UP College of Law. Magandang umaga po sa inyo.
Good morning, magandang umaga.
Morning, Howie.
Yeah, si Senator Pangilinan muna. Ano ba ang pinaka-latest dito sa so-called boycott ng Congress sa itong deliberations ngayon na pagpili sa, sa
hindi
Chief
ko pa
Justice?
hindi ko pa nakakausap yung si Senator Escudero, no. In fact, may caucus kami mamayang hapon to discuss this. Pero ang basa ko dito dahil hindi pa tapos yung issue ng representation. Dahil may motion for reconsideration pa na maaring ihain. Na tama ba o mali na isang boto lamang yung parehong senador at House of Representatives.
Kasi nagdesisyon yung Supreme Court last week na isa lang ang representative.
At kine-question ito. So, at tama lang na, kung akong tatanungin, dapat nga i-question ito. Dapat mag-motion for reconsideration. Dapat sana ma-resolve yung motion for reconsideration bago magkaroon ng final decision ang JBC. So, ang sa akin dito ay until ma-resolve yan, mas mainam na wag munang magkaroon ng final na desisyon ang ating JBC dahil hanggang 20, if I'm not mistaken, 27, 28 o 29 August yung 90-day deadline para ma-appoint. So we still have 4 weeks. Let us exhaust these 4 weeks to be able to resolve this issue and not keep the issues hanging. Tapos ipersa na magkaroon ng desisyon.
Kung ma-deny nga yung motion for reconsideration, ano yun? Talagang
at least
non-participation na yung Congress dito sa proseso na to?
We don't know. No? But at least at this point, ang naisip ko dyan kasi, bakit ka magpa-participate habang kine-question mo? Baka sabihin ng Supreme Court, nagpa-participate ka na, so you are stopped from raising this issue because you have participated in the process. So it could actually be, if you ask me, a legal approach to ensure that the issues are ventilated properly and that they will not be accused of, or the issue of estoppel will not be used against the members of both the Senate and the House.
Okay, yung konting context lang. Nag-decide nga yung Supreme Court na yung Constitution really mandated just one representative.
Which I believe is wrong.
For both houses of... Yeah, but you're saying the Constitution is wrong? Or what? Who is wrong?
The interpretation of the Constitution by the Supreme Court...
Pero hindi ba malinaw sa Constitution na isang representative lang?
Yes, but sabi na rin ni was his Father Bernas, nagkamali. He was member of the CONCOM Nagkamali yung CONCOM. Hindi ginawang dalawa. Kasi originally, ang plano ng CONCOM, unicameral.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm saying is, admittedly, there was a mistake. So do you perpetuate that mistake or do you correct it? The mistake being, single, unicameral, yung representative sa JBC. When we have a bicameral Congress. So sa motion for reconsideration, ang dapat i-argue dyan is the spirit of the Constitution says a bicameral Congress and therefore there has to be 2 members, not 1.
Okay, Professor, nagtuturo kayo ng law and then the Constitution, obviously, sinasabi ni Father Bernas daw, ni Senator, mali ang Constitution tungkol dito. So, ano yung pananaw niyo dyan?
Alam mo, instead na mali, meron lang pagkukulang na hindi ata nadaanan ng husto.
Inadvertence.
No? Inadvertence lang yan. Kasi kung titignan natin ang Constitution, marami pang ibang mga provisions na makikita natin inconsistent siya within itself. May mga nagre-recognize nung bicameralism. Meron, nalimutan yata nating ayusin na hindi dapat isa lang, dapat dalawa. Yun sinasabi nga nung mga strict adherents dyan. Na-ratify na yan mistakes and all. Sabi nga ni Senator Kiko, bakit natin papayagan na umiral itong mga pagkakamaling to? Kaya nga meron tayong Korte Suprema na tinitignan, na pinapayagang tumingin sa spirit behind, hindi lang yung nakasulat. Kasi nagkakamali ang tao Pero ano ba yung spirit doon? Yun yung nagre-reflect na kung ano talaga ang ginusto ng mga gumawa ng konstitusyon at ng tao. Palagay ko, hindi ginusto ng tao na may mali at may inconsistency ganyan.
Pero at the same time, nag-decide na nga yung Supreme Court na tama nga yung Constitution na isa lang.
Teka muna, yung decision na yon ay pwede pang mabaliktad or pwedeng mabago or pwedeng mga tinatawag nating modify. No, hindi naman talaga black or white. Titignan yung spirit na yon dahil ilan nga, Senator? 7 lang.
7. Wala,
7 lang.
7 of 15. So,
Correct.
ibig sabihin nun, kulang. But of course, they will say, andyan na yan, kailangan respetuhin. Meron pang motion for reconsideration. Kaya nga, very critical itong period na ito, na dapat ma-ventilate itong issue na ito at ma-resolve once and for all before a vote is
Kaya hindi nga pwedeng tumagal tong issue na to kasi nagde-deliberate na ngayon as we speak yata.
Hindi lang yun, Howie, considering what has been going on, not only ngayon or kahapon, kundi itong mga nakaraan buwan, no? Nung panahon pa ng impeachment, may quick question at may quick question yan. Gusto ba nating makakita ng isa pang impeachment? Kasi may mga duda tungkol sa pag-appoint ngayon ng bagong Chief Justice.
Kaya hindi dapat madaliin. We have 1 month, we have 4 weeks to be able to find a solution, to this impasse. In fact, may question din ang si Senator Enrile dun sa bakit halimbawa si Justice Peralta ang nakaupo. Ang sinasabi ng saligang batas, ang ex-officio member is the Chief Justice. So, meron din katanungan, bakit si Yusek Mike Musngi ang nakaupo?
For Justice, for the Justice Secretary.
Na dapat Justice Secretary. So, lahat ito...
Kasi nominee si Justice Secretary De Lima.
And also Carpio. But that's the whole point. There are questions being raised. And therefore, do you want these questions to remain hanging? And you are appointing the next Chief Justice. You don't want the next Chief Justice to be appointed in a process wherein there are questions that have remained unresolved.
Okay, so linawin lang natin.
So ayusin yung mga katanungan ito, iproseso ng maayos ito, para pag in-appoint, walang gusot. May mga gusot eh.
Okay, so inaayos yung proseso kasi yung JBC, hindi lang naman pang Chief Justice. No?
That's right.
Sa lahat ng mga
That's right.
Ano ba naman yung ilang araw na lang? O kahit sabihin natin 1 linggo, natutukan ng Korte Suprema yan para hindi mabahiran. Para walang mga question in the future. Para walang, nakikita na natin, maraming kasong ifa-file, baka mamaya may impeachment na naman, or di ba?
It's, I guess the offshoot of the position, the impeachment trial and then the position of Chief Justice, which is a very powerful, very sensitive, very critical position, natural, magkakaroon talaga ng differences of opinion, differences in views, differences in terms of pushing for interests, different interpretation of what public interest is. Kaya nagkakaroon ng bangayan ng ganito. This is actually the appointment process lodged in the executive, but participated in by all branches. Kasi nga, dapat nandyan ng Chief Justice. Diba? Para sa JBC, may boto yan. Dapat nandyan yung Secretary of Justice, may boto yan. Dapat nandyan yung House at yung Senate, may mga boto yan. Pinag-uusapan kasi dito yung kapangyarihan mamili at magkaroon ng shortlist na isusumiti sa Presidente. So nagkakaroon ng bangayan yung iba't ibang mga sangay. Na ang hamon dito, paano natin mabawasan itong bangayan ng bawat sangay at matiyak na yung proseso ay maayos at naaayon sa ating mga batas para pagka lumabas yung shortlist, walang gusot at pag na-appoint ay tatanggapin.
Okay.
Tatandaan natin, hindi pwedeng mag-appoint ang presidente ng labas sa shortlist.
Yes.
Okay. Balikan lang natin sandali yung mga interviews. Katatapos lang, nung Friday, may nagsasabi bago mag-umpisa na posibleng maging circus ito dahil may live TV coverage for the very first time. Meron pang Twitter questions na binasa nga ng mga JBC members. So, kayo muna, Professor, naging circus ba o naging effective tool for transparency itong live coverage?
Alam mo, bigyan naman natin ng credit, unang ating media, na alam naman natin, hindi naman magiging party, no, sa isang circus. Pangalawa, yung ating po mga manonood. Hindi po sila, no, kagaya ng iniisip ng iba na pang-entertainment or pang-slapstick lang. Hindi po. Kinakagat nila kung anong binibigay sa kanila. At ang binigay sa kanila is something responsible, they will know, they will react to that. No, it was not a circus. In fact, yung transparency na yun ang nagpapakita ngayon, nag-engage ng publiko dito sa proseso to. Kaya tayo may pag-uusap na ganito. Kaya napaka-dynamic ng ating democracy ngayon. I think we should give credit to the public and to the media.
Okay, Senator, ano ba?
I think it's a step forward. In fact, I was one of those who wrote the JBC to ask for live coverage of the media, together with the Transparency International, I think, si Vince, no? Kaming dalawa. And precisely because we wanted to really raise the level of public discourse and discussions. I was in the JBC for 7 years, so alam ko namang responsable rin ang ating mga miyembro ng JBC na tiyakin na hindi mababahiran ng circus atmosphere yung proseso.
Okay, just one final question, Senator. So you were in the JBC for 7 years without live coverage.
Yes.
Did you notice any difference? Did you notice that maybe some of the JVC members or even some of the nominees were kind of grandstanding for the public rather than focused on the people right in front of them? May effect ba sa behavior ng mga tao, ng mga participants?
Meron, for sure, for certain, meron. But ultimately, in the end, I think mas maganda na transparent. Mas maganda na nababantayan ng ating mga kababayan yung proseso. But siguro before we close, no? Ano ang moving forward? What should happen in the next 4 weeks? First, we have to diffuse the tension. Ika nga, de-escalate the situation. Kasi kini-question si Peralta, ba't nakaupo? Kini-question si Musni, ba't nakaupo? Kini-question yung House
Congress.
and Senate, bakit nakaupo? Baka kinakailangan ma-de-escalate by depoliticizing and removing all these issues. If you ask me, it was already mentioned in the beginning na may quorum naman kahit wala yung Chief Justice, wala yung Secretary of Justice, wala yung members of Congress. Meron pang quorum nandiyon yung regular members eh. Maybe what should happen is allow the regular members to decide. Because after all, there is a quorum. And then mag-inhibit na lang siguro, pending the resolution of this issue, mag-inhibit na lang lahat ng mga representative na ex officio. Baka doon natin mabibigyan ng liwanag yung mga gusot.
Okay, so marami pang drama at suspense itong proseso na to. Maraming salamat, Senator Francis Pangilinan at Professor Rowena Daroy Morales.